guys, welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new here, welcome. My name is Braden, and today we are talking about The Nun 2, which is finally here. It's in theaters tonight. It's crazy that The Nun 2 is actually finally already in theaters, man, because we're already in the fall. This is the official start to the fall, and it's crazy that we are already at this time of year, the best time of year. So in The Nun 2, in 1956 France, a priest is violently murdered, and Sister Irene begins to investigate, and she once again comes face to face with a powerful evil known as Valak, the demon nun. So what can I say about The Nun 2, man? Because The Nun, I'm going to be honest, the first Nun movie very much disappointed me. And The Nun was a film that came about from a character that was literally added in reshoots of The Conjuring 2, and she ended up becoming one of the most iconic parts of it. And obviously the studio was like, oh my gosh, well, people love her, we got to make a movie about her. So they moved forward with a movie with 2018's The Nun, and I was disappointed with that movie. I remember seeing it. It came out literally right around this time in 2018, and I saw it, and I left, and I was very disappointed. So what can I say about The Nun 2? Well, The Nun 2 is definitely a step up from the first Nun, and most of that is because we get a little bit more time, or I should say a lot more time, with the character of the nun. That's who people are there to see anyway, and the nun really much held back on that. I don't know why they held back on that element, but here it seems like that they learned from that, and then they moved forward in making sure that they gave fans what they wanted, and that was more of the character. But also at the same time, it's kind of like a double-edged sword, because they have a creative choice in this movie to where it's almost like, yes, we get more nun, but do we also get more nun? If you see the movie, you'll understand what I mean. That's all I can say right now without spoiling it. So check it out and let me know what you guys think. Maybe I'm just overthinking it, but it was a creative choice that I was just kind of like, I don't know if I would have done that. I probably would have went a different direction. But nonetheless, you do get more nun in this movie, so if you're worried about that, that is for a fact. The film is directed by Michael Chavez, and literally his direction here is so good. There are some really well-crafted shots in this movie, and there's a shot in the opening that I promise you most of you are going to love. If you guys are cinema lovers and you guys pay attention to how cameras work and everything, and there's a shot in the beginning of the movie that is just burned into my skull right now. I literally loved it so much. I was like, oh my gosh. And my dad went with me to the press screening, and him and I were both talking about that shot on the way home. And it was like a 5-minute talk about how good that shot was. So be on the lookout for that. But overall, Michael Chavez's direction in this movie is absolutely great. I think that he has a great knack as a director. I think that his movies always look good. My issue with him as a director is that he is just always getting scripts that I feel like need a little bit more work to them. And yes, The Nun 2 does have a stronger story with characters and everything like that. Tessa Farmiga is absolutely great once again as Sister Irene, but she was good in The Nun, that first movie, and the script was very wishy-washy in that movie, but she was still one of the stronger elements of it. Storm Reed is also in this movie. This is the second horror film I've seen her in this year. The one that I saw her in earlier this year was Missing. She was really good in that, and she's really good here. I think that she was definitely one of the stronger elements of this as well, but honestly, one of the major standouts for me is Caitlin Rose Downey. She plays a young girl named Sophie, and that is where the heart of the story essentially relies, is that there's actually characters and kid characters that you can actually get behind, because you want them to be okay when the nun eventually wreaks havoc on their lives again. So as much as I like those elements of the movie still ends up falling a little flat for me, because while yes, it is better, and I will continue to say that it is a better sequel, but is it Annabelle Creation level better? No. Annabelle Creation is a sequel that is damn near perfect. I think that Annabelle Creation is one of the best. It's in my top 3 Conjuring movies. Annabelle Creation is like a completely different level, man. The Nun 2 is a fun time, but it still has some issues. The first being the scare sequence, man. The scare sequences, they have literally spoiled all of the scares in the marketing. I saw every single jump scare coming because of the freaking marketing, and that's just from the trailer. I saw the trailer a couple times, and this isn't me going out of my way to watch the trailers. This is me sitting in a theater for a movie I'm seeing, and the Nun 2 trailer comes on, and you're inevitably going to sit there and watch it. And everything that was in the trailer, like, the trailer made me jump, sure, but The movie, it didn't. I will say I did jump one time, and it was in that scene with the newspapers, and like, even though I knew it was coming, I did jump, but that was pretty much it. So the scares, they still feel cheap. The third act is honestly batshit crazy. I mean, it's the craziest that we've seen within this universe so far, and I feel like there are going to be some people that really like it, and some people that are just like, what the hell was that? The music feels very Avenger-y or very superhero-like in the third act. There are things that happen where some characters should not still be alive, and you'll see what I mean when you get a chance to experience the film. But there are just some things that are going on, and I'm just like, what the hell? I mean, it's fun and it's fine, but it's like there's major plot armor on these characters where if it was another character, yeah, it might be a different scenario. Oh, and the last thing I forgot to praise is the fact that this is definitely the most violent of the Conjuring movies so far. And they definitely increased the body count in this movie. Like in the Conjuring films, normally if a person dies, yeah, they die, and that's pretty much it. They're the only one that gets killed. But the body count is definitely increased in the Nun 2 for a fact. So that is definitely something that I did also very much enjoy with this film. At the end of the day, guys, the movie's fine. It's not going to be as bad as some people are saying that it is, but I also think that it could have been a lot better. I think that there is more that could have been done to it in order to make it a little bit more scary, I should say. But it's fine. You know, I think that if you guys are a fan of the Conjuring universe, I think that you guys should definitely check this out. It's kind of a double-edged sword because I do feel like that I would have had a lot more fun if I had a little bit of a buzz going, but I still had a good time with it nonetheless. So I say that this movie is recommended for those that are fans of the Conjuring universe, and that if you are looking to have a damn fun time at the theater, have a cocktail in the lobby of the theater and then grab one to go into the theater with you and enjoy this movie. So I'd say it's recommended if you're a Conjuring Universe fan. If you're not a fan of cheap jump scare movies or just the Conjuring Universe in general, probably want to sit this one out, okay? So with all that being said, guys, post your comments down below. Let me know, what do you guys think of the Conjuring universe, and are you guys excited for the Nun 2? Be on the lookout for my Conjuring Universe ranking, which should hopefully be out sometime tomorrow. And yeah, guys, comment below, let me know your thoughts, and as always, if you guys like this, don't forget to join me on my journey to 15,000 subscribers, and I will see you guys in my next video.